Good morning. Happy Monday. Ashley Corvo here with Complete Mortgage, powered by Movement Mortgage. And I have the beautiful Jenn Stonicher.
Oh, thank you. So happy to be here. Happy Monday.
Yes,
Cheers,
I love
cheers.
a Monday. That's right. Everyone knows that Mondays are my favorite day.
Yeah,
so thank you for coming on today. I want to
You're
talk
welcome.
about something that I find is really challenging in this market because I've been doing this over 10 years now, and I don't think we've been in quite the busy, hot housing market that we probably have right now.
No, never before.
It feels like never before, right?
Never before seen.
So we talked a lot about this, but I don't think we've talked a lot about why the housing market is the way that it is. So I think it's a good thing to just give some insight to you guys to really kind of help you see past the curtain and kind of make a plan.
Yeah.
So inventory is at a shortage all over the country, not just here in Acadiana, but we have an incredible shortage in Acadiana. I hate to put you on the spot with numbers, but what's the average housing on market? Can we do that?
Let's actually look at today's numbers. So we have, as a realtor, we have this handy dandy Flex MLS app. And so every morning I can go onto it, see how many houses are new on the market. Right now, if I could show your screen, where's the camera?
It's over there.
And that's not working. You have to trust me on this one. I'm not a liar. New homes, 17. Pending homes, 37. Pending means under contract. Pending means going off the market. So this is the legit struggle every single day since the beginning of quarantine, honestly, that we've had less homes coming new on the market than there are going off of the market. And we have more buyers than ever because our interest rates are so darn low.
Yeah.
So I am telling everyone, from my dad to my neighbor, that this is the time to sell. If you have ever considered selling your house, this is the time because you will get top dollar. Last week, Monday night, 11 o'clock, I am writing an offer for a buyer, which it goes against all the boundaries that I have set for myself. I mean, they're
out the window.
Yes, but my sweet buyer is like family because we've been working together trying to find her a house. So we're writing an offer late at night. It is above list price, but I did the comparables and I still think this is a good value. I think you can offer this and we would be okay. Do another little tricky trick thing that I do for my buyers to help us get ahead of the market.
Right.
And someone paid over that. First day on the market.
Right.
First day on the market, and we were not even in the competition because I do refuse to let my buyers pay over appraised value. That not all agents are the same. I personally do not want my buyers paying over appraised value because it's just a poor investment. And at the end of the day, a home is an investment. It can be an asset. It doesn't have to be a liability.
Yeah.
Like your car.
And it's one of the largest investments you're going to probably have. And it's certainly the smartest one if you do it the right way. So paying an obscene amount over appraised value because you need something here and now isn't always the best way.
Exactly.
I mean, it happens.
And you could tell yourself, oh, the interest rate's so low, so I'll make it up. Well, then pay a high interest rate. It's that you're not taking advantage of the low interest rates at that point because you're paying more. So then you may say, Jen, okay, so I'll sell my house. I'll get top dollar, but where am I going to move?
Yeah, I think that's a real fear is we keep talking about there being an inventory shortage. And so that's why you should sell your house. But if I'm a seller, right, if I want to sell my house, I wouldn't know where to go. And I have, I look at the new houses that are coming up every day as well, mainly just out of curiosity. I'm never going to move, right? I'm in my forever home. I'm in a family home.
I've never said those words, by the way.
Yeah,
okay.
Total opposite. Jen likes a new house.
I heart moving.
Yeah, but me and my husband are in a forever home for us. And so I'm never going to move. But I want to see what's out there. I like to look at pretty things. And so I like to see things coming up. And so I'm thinking if I'm looking to sell my house and I'm looking to see what's coming, that's a real fear of there's things come up and nothing would work for me. Right. How do people overcome that?
Throwing fear out of the window is one way to overcome that.
Yeah.
And this is what I will say. And a lot of agents actually in our office are doing this as well. And we kind of joked about setting up a little commune, selling our houses and just moving into our office with our kids and all of our pets and stuff. But that's just a joke. We will not do that. No,
Not yet.
Not yet. Although we're telling you, we need all the listings because we may have to do that.
Somebody asked me last week if this was a pull-out sofa, and I was like, no, it has storage underneath, because if it was like a pull-out, I'd probably never go home.
No, that's true. I know you.
I know. Like, there's so much work to be done. I was like, I can't put a, plus it's probably not the most professional thing to have like a bed in your office.
Yes, snoozing. We have
Yeah,
glass windows.
glass windows, yeah, it wouldn't work.
It would not.
But it's a real thing. Like, we're just working so hard and we're working such long hours
So
that
true.
it sometimes makes sense to sleep in your office.
So a better alternative.
a better alternative to that
would be the possibility, and this isn't for everyone, but this is just what some people in our office are doing. Purchasing something that you know full well is not going to be your forever home. Have you ever considered buying a rental property?
Wow.
Have you ever considered being an investor in the real estate market? I mean, we know, we just talked about how your home is, it could be an asset if you don't overpay for it, because homes, unlike vehicles, appreciate. So what if you had the opportunity to sell your amazing house that you're not like personally attached to, of course, but it's a house. You take your home and your family and your stuff with it. What if you had the opportunity to get top dollar for this house, and then maybe you, for temporary, for the seller's market that we're in, you temporary bought something that you would later keep as a rental.
Yeah.
So in other words, you get with a real estate professional, myself, or anybody else that you may be personally working with, and you say, what would be a good rental investment? Because we're going to have, especially my heart breaks when I think about the recession that we might go into, people going into forbearance and not being able to pay their mortgages. I mean, it's a real thing that we are going to have a need for investment properties.
Yeah.
Already we're seeing a shortage of rentals because of our friends from Lake Charles coming in the area. And so it's going to be an increasing need, more and more and more and more. So why now? Why not? What if you were to take this opportunity to get top dollar for your house, buy something that maybe isn't as great,
making some sacrifices.
Yeah, maybe making some sacrifices for the
Yeah.
short term, but just for 6 months. What if it's just for a year?
Right.
What if it's just for 2 years? However long it takes that we're in the seller's market, nobody knows. And then you take this opportunity to start getting some investment money coming in, because when you do get your next house 2 years from the line, 6 months down the line,
Right.
whenever the good opportunity appears, then you have somebody else potentially paying both mortgages. What does that look like?
That's an awesome strategy. I think people get really nervous to get into the investment world, right?
Mhm.
Having to carry 2 mortgages. They have their personal primary mortgage where them and their families are, and then have this extra one, and you're dependent on somebody else that you likely don't know,
Mhm.
right? A renter, you probably don't know them in most cases. And so I think that's a really big fear. So even for people who want to get into that
Yeah.
and want to invest and kind of secure some financial reward later, like that's a real scary thing.
Yeah.
And I think it does really come down to sacrifice, which is what I said, right? Like it would be hard for me and my family to downsize so drastically from our current home
Mhm.
to a smaller, more investment
Mhm.
savvy house. That would be a huge sacrifice, but financially in the long run could really change your world.
It could change your world, and it could not just change your world, it could change the world of other people. Like you could change somebody else's world if in 6 months from now you had a place for them to move into.
Right.
Or your children seeing you sacrifice for a bigger picture goal.
Yeah.
Or the example that would create would be huge in and itself. But it is scary. But like when maybe you went to college, did you know, okay, was it just me that was a little afraid we weren't going to do this? We weren't going to graduate. Even the day I was like, they had to make a mistake. There's no way they're going to give me a diploma. Everything that we do that's big requires a little bit of sacrifice and a little bit of courage. But baby steps. If you can't see yourself as a property manager,
right?
I am actually a property manager for not only my rental properties, but for other people's rental properties. I have a feeling though that if we talked about it, it would be something that you could handle. Yeah. Anybody else, anybody that sees this. And this is what I have to say to fear. This is Paul Coelho. Or is it Colo?
I'm not the one to ask.
We both Cajun. We all know. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. So perhaps this opportunity that we're in, this crazy listing shortage, is an opportunity for some real greatness.
It's funny because the last time you were on with me, I don't remember what our end game was, but we talked a lot about like fear, because I always say like fear is just, it comes from the unknown. It's not like a yes or a no that you're afraid of. It's the unknown, like not being sure what it is. And so we wanted to like dispel some of the things of like what it would look like to sell your house, right?
What a theme.
And so, because that's a really big thing, like people don't move forward in whatever plans they might have because of like the fear of what that looks like. And sometimes you just have to like put the right people around you to like help you answer some of those questions, get the actual answers, the yes, the no's, the whys, the hows, and then that fear just goes away. Yeah. And so we talked like briefly, we don't really talk about this kind of stuff, but like interest rates are at an all-time low. Everybody, I think, knows that. We had 12 or 13 times last year, interest rates were at an all-time low. They were never, and we kept saying like, they'll never be this low. And then a couple weeks later, like they got even lower. And that's not going to be around forever. That's not going to be a thing that's going to be for the next 10 years. I don't know if we have 2 more years of low interest rates. Like 2 more years of low interest rates would be a blessing to so many people. I don't think that they're going to be like that. So right now, even investment rates, you're looking to purchase an investment, are still incredibly low.
But the good thing about this idea is you would be purchasing it as your home.
As long as you're planning on being there for a little while. So we really would need to talk about timelines and how long you're going to be there and what like the immediate and short-term and then long-term strategy of this is. But even interest rates on an investment are so low that it just doesn't make sense. We're refining a couple of clients right now of mine from probably 3 or 4 years ago, and their rates are well into the 5s. It was like 5.25 and 5.5. I saw when that came through, and I was like, oh my goodness, how have we not taken care of this yet? Because they've been so low for 18 months now or a little bit longer. But like that was just hop, skip, and a jump in the path. Like these are people just from a couple of years ago. So like even interest rates in the low 3s for investment properties, still a great rate. So it is a really good time to do that. So if you're thinking about selling, this kind of opens up another option for you. And of course, like you might, your perfect next house might be there.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
And that's the thing about doing things that are a little scary is that the unknown, the cool thing about God is when you step out of the boat, out into the unknown,
right?
Something that you can't even imagine with our human minds, can't even dream or comprehend. I find he puts a little nugget of a desire on our heart.
Yeah.
And if we give that to him, he will just bless it abundantly.
Correct. And you have to like trust in that it's going to be there. And that's really the first step. It's just like taking that first.
So true. At the end of the day, if you make a good choice, if you do anything wise, it ain't you.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you're, if you're thinking about selling, or you think that like, I just want to explore this opportunity and option and what that would look like, Jenn's a great resource. She takes such amazing care of her clients. Reach out to her and just like ask some of those questions that have been like in the back of your head, because the time is now to do something. And I don't want you to miss out on an opportunity simply based on fear of the unknown.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you. This was such a pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you coming on today. And everyone who's watching, if you have any questions about mortgages, what's the next step, my contact info is below. So is Jenn's. Don't hesitate to reach out. You guys have a blessed week, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
Choose joy. Peace.